Alright, hello everyone and welcome to another stream. It's been a while since I last streamed, so I think it's really about time. And yeah, we're gonna have the usual procedure, our training rapid match against an anonymous GM opponent. Well, one of the many I'm playing with. And welcome to Anjesh, Smart Guy, and Shelling. Glad you all guys are here watching the stream. Um, so Anjas is asking practice Ratty or watch me play? Why not both? You watch me play and I'll play the Ratty. How are you doing, Anjas? Yes, smart guy. My opponent is also anonymous, but you're here for the chess anyway. You're here for the beautiful King's Indian, positions and not for anything else. Showing, don't troll me. You're not here. You're here for the chess, not for trolling, hopefully. So let me just quickly see which line I'm gonna play. Do I go for the knight b7? Do I go for castles knight c6? Also a viable option. Let's try that one, I suppose. Let's try castles and then after bishop b3, knight c6. That feeling when your opponent plays a line you wrote chessable course in. Feels interesting. Now you have COVID, sorry to hear that. Hopefully your symptoms are not as bad as mine. Every time I had COVID, I had like 40 degrees Celsius fever, which was really unpleasant anytime. I'll play the main line, which goes after 95. F4 is the main move. There is also bishop e2. F4 is the main line, knight bd7. That's what I gave in my chessable course at least. Then g4, trying to go knight f3. If not g4, if not in this position after f4, knight d7, g4, then but knight f3 instead, then I would have knight h5 with some threats. So that's why f4 and g4, and then white seizes as much space as possible, follows up with knight f3, bishop g2. But yeah, my opponent goes for a more solid line here. Goes for the bishop e2 line. So as far as I remember, e6 is the good move here. Though can't say that can't say I've looked at this that recently, but we'll see what happens. And there's some this is the more positional line, which is let's say expected from the opponents or positional players. However, there are also some crazy lines after f4, knight d7, if I remember correctly, at least. Takes, then h4 followed by h5, and then I think Magnus Carlsen after h4 played b5 in that position against Aronian. I might be wrong, but yeah, there's some interesting lines there. Okay, in this line, I'm just gonna take, and when he takes, so now there's several different strategies. One involves knight d7, a5, queen e7, and so on. The other one, they all involve knight d7 sooner or later because you need that. But the other one wants e5 and f5 as soon as possible after knight d7. So also an always useful move is a5. Could play that first as well. So yeah, I mean, this sideline is not that dangerous. If I was white, I would never play this. But for positional players, it's surely one of the options. So, hello to Maybaran. Makugan of King's Indian feels like you've seen it somewhere. Yeah, in about a couple hundred of my games with white, and in my chessable course, maybe. Hello to Lesnitsi. Not sure if I pronounced that correctly. So Queen d2. Rook e8 seems like it's a logical move, but if I want to go for the strategy with knight d7 and e5, then I need the rook here to push f5. And considering that the e5 plan was featured once by Hans Niemann, who is an extremely strong player, I'm pretty sure that that is a decent option to play for a win. So we'll see what my opponent does. Of course, if he doesn't short castle, then I'm not gonna go for e5 and f5 because my king is here and his will not be. But he cannot really stop it with g4, at least not yet, because he's weakening too much and the structure is not closed. So that all of those lines with g4, they're good if white has not castled, and also if e5 was played, because then everything is closed. Okay, so now we come to those questions about how to proceed. Do you go e5? Do you go knight e5, rook e8 maybe, then trying to take, but then e5 is of course no longer good. Some queen move, but that usually allows some tempo with knight b5. I'm not sure how good that is. By the way, I just need a confirmation from the chat that you can see me, hear me, that everything is fine. But I suspect it is, considering the comments, and no complaints. So yeah, let's go for e5. Why not? Why not? e5, even though I do close down my bishop, I still want to go f5 and then knight f6 and expand very quickly. Because compared to the normal King's Indians, I think I'm faster here than in the normal King's Indian. I'm immediately gonna get in f5. My opponent still needs some time. He cannot go a3 yet, I think. Maybe he can go a3 anyway. But still, I go f5, and then even what's also important with when the queen is on d2, then f4 is a problem. Usually, because the bishop is threatening to get trapped, and then you get knight f6 in, and so on. Also, an alternative I've seen sometimes, even though probably not in this exact position, is bishop c3 takes and then e5, which seems completely illogical at first, but with the e5 strategy, this bishop is going to be stuck and bad, so that makes some strategical sense, but here, due to bishop h6 and the bishop pair or the immediate c5 maybe, I don't think that was so good. But just to keep in mind as a strategical idea. All okay, glad to hear. You are just enjoying the bad chess as always. Should d1. All right. So the move surely makes a lot of sense. First of all, it stops me from playing a4 after a3 b4. Secondly, the bishop on f3 is really dumb, and if it goes to c2, then it will be at least doing something to hit my pawn on f5 after takes. I still think I should play f5. That's the only move, though. Not sure if I should be scared of takes, and then either f4 or bishop g5. But after bishop g5, the problem is I don't have queen e8, which I would usually like to play to go queen g6. But after f5 takes, bishop g5, queen e8, there's this awkward knight b5, and I cannot defend the pawn. At least not in a good way. Actually, I cannot defend it in any way. So after f5 takes, bishop g5, I would be forced to go knight f6, which is where I want the knight anyway. So probably it's not so bad. My opponent would probably follow up with f4. And then, if I go e4 in those positions, I don't really like it that much. Is there a way to improve the position first? I don't really want to go knight c5. Probably after takes, white has somewhat a better position. No, it's not so clean. So get in f5 and queen h4. Usually I don't like these structures. Because first of all, white can attack this pawn, provoke b6 sooner or later. Even if I don't go immediately, I'll have to do it sooner or later. When b6 comes, then bishop a4, bishop c6 is usually a problem in those structures. So someone's really want to go knight c5. Could go b6 first and then knight c5, but that just invites the bishop to c6, which is not ideal. So after all of that, let's just go f5, see what happens. Because after takes, I mean, there also another alternative is that he can take and go f4 immediately. But I don't think that's so good because first of all I can take, and even though I'll have this ugly pawn on f5, I'll get the e5 square for the knight, and this will be hanging, and knight g6 will come. Then I'll either get rid of the bishop or push f4. And also he's opening stuff in front of his king, so I think bishop g5 is the best move. He was f4 though. Bad chess, fortunately for you, and I'm an expert on that subject. Well, people usually come here to watch chess, whether it's good or bad. But yeah, Shellingford sometimes trolls that he's there for completely different reasons. So yeah, I think taking is very interesting here. Queen e7 is also probably a decent move. I'm not sure if I'll want the queen on e7 or somewhere else. Maybe I'll want it on f6 later on, so I think taking is the best move. Notice that e4 and those structures, they're usually good. I mean, they're sometimes good for black, not usually. But here I think white would immediately be able to go some g4. And then I think would have quite a nice blockade. Also bishop d4, just pure positional approach, also seems good. And then later bringing the knight to d1, and to e3. So yeah, I mean, also I've analyzed these positions, seen all of these motives before. So yeah, I'm pretty... Because if I go knight f6 first, for example, then it would be nice if he takes, but he doesn't have to take after knight f6 here. He could play just some bishop c2 or a normal move, and then when I take and take, then I don't have knight e5, knight g6 to get rid of the blockade anymore. So that's why I want the knight on e5. Okay, takes with the rook. I expected him to take with the bishop, but it doesn't change a whole lot. If he takes with the rook, still should be able to go knight e5. Go bishop e5 as well, rook f2 probably. But again, I need the knight on g6, I'm pretty sure about that. So let's go here. Probably my opponent wants that the rook on f4 is covering the c4 square, so he doesn't have to waste a move after knight e5 on some bishop e2 or something. It's bishop e2 anyway. The bishop on d1 after f5 didn't make too much sense. So it makes, this is logic, it makes some sense, and this is logical to get rid of to get rid of the problem of the a1 rook, because now he can go here in a heartbeat. However, it's my move, and I can go knight g6, after which I'm not 100% sure what my opponent will play. Also, with bishop e2, he took away the e2 square for the knight, and knight e2, knight e4 would have been a really nice strategical plan for white. So let's think. Surely some normal moves like bishop d7, queen e7 are not bad. But can I react quickly with knight g6, rook f2 probably, and then f4? My opponent would take that. So knight g6, rook f2, f4. Probably he needs to go bishop d4, because if he takes bishop f4, I think I can take rook takes f4. And after rook takes f4, to go bishop h6. And then he'll have to either go g3 or give up an exchange. Seems quite good, not gonna lie. So probably after rook f2, f4, he would need to go here to eliminate my bishop, strongest piece. However, that's probably not so bad, right? Alternatively, what happens if I go... Can I prepare somehow knight g6 and f4 with queen f6 or something? Don't really believe in it, but maybe queen e6, queen f6, queen g... No, queen g6 I will not be able to go to connect it with knight g6 plan. I'm treating this as if it was a tournament game, burning way too much time. Not supposed to do that. Maybe I can just develop with bishop d7 first. Bishop d7, rook a f1. At least that's the logical move. Rook f2 is also possible then. Huh. I go knight g6 here, bishop f5, then I don't have to put the bishop on d7. That might be something worth considering. King's Indian structures are extremely sensitive. In general, that's why I like them. But also hard to play sometimes. I'm also surprised with the speed my opponent is playing with. Maybe this is all theory and he knows it. Wouldn't be surprised. Same. Problem is that after all of this, I cannot really go queen g5 because there is knight e4. And I'd want to. Should say I'd like to. Okay, let's go knight g6. Need to make a move. Is the chat still alive? There haven't been messages in a while. Or are you just as confused with the position as I am? For I mean, bishop g5 could create some problems. Let's go f4. Bishop d4 I'm expecting. Again, takes. If I would take with the knight, rook takes bishop h6, I'd probably still be okay, but it wouldn't take material. I think that after rook f4, bishop h6, now there is no more rook f8. I think it's quite unpleasant. Yeah, but yeah, the downside of giving up b4 doesn't seem like a big thing, at least not yet. However, after bishop d4 and also bishop d3, bishop g6 is an idea. I'm a bit lacking the development. It's a little bit of a problem. After bishop d4, I could also maybe go queen h4. And then after takes, queen d4, king g8, knight e4. What am I not seeing? Just a second, just a second. No, I don't believe him. Just don't. No, I don't think this was good for him. Now he'll probably have to sack the exchange somehow. Okay, one, hoping that I'll take twice immediately. They'll not take twice immediately. I'll probably take first here and then go maybe bishop f5. And then take and go bishop g6, queen e7. Like rook f1 takes. Why bishop f5? Well, he wants knight e4 and some queen d4 and some compensation like that. And for bishop f5, it's no longer possible. So maybe he'll go g3, but the take and go queen h4 it looks really bad for white. I need to get back into the shape, considering that in a few days I'll be going to Greece to play an open tournament in Kavala, and I haven't played an over the board classical event in like I don't know how long, probably 2.5 months. I've did way more coaching and other things and preparation for coaching and so on. Considering that the part which I was spending playing online chess, I will be from now on spending on coaching. I mean competitive online chess, of course. So I haven't played in a while, and considering that I'll be playing the Olympiads in month and a half. I really need to get back into shape, so I need to play some tournaments no matter how much I hate opens. Just hoping that there will be good anti-cheating there. So yeah, my opponent, maybe he missed that. No, I don't really think he missed, but maybe he underestimated rook takes f4. Sure that knight. I'm sure that he saw. Okay, he goes here. I mean, probably I'm like 100% sure that I should keep the bishop. I don't have to take yet. That's the good thing. I can take next move. So I can take h3. I can take immediately. There is a point to it as well because there is queen h4 after that. Um, and then maybe I'll be able to take here with the queen. And I'm also threatening bishop f4. So takes. Hmm. I mean, the most tempting move to me is bishop h3, and then take later on. Which I also don't have that much time. There's also queen g5, which could be interesting, but king h2 then. And knight f4 takes, king g2, it's still better, it's not that much. Um, take on h3, can kick on knight e4, and I can take and go queen h4. Okay, this move seems like the most logical by far. Let's do it. And still take next move, he hasn't unpinned. The Olympiad teams are looking strong. Wow. It's my first Olympiad. Don't have much experience. Did he set up this game with someone? This is... My opponent is a Grandmaster, same as me, we're just playing on the anonymous accounts. This is not Stockfish in the anonymous pool. So bishop f1. Now, like, I still don't have to do anything. I don't really want to take, because then I activate my opponent's piece. I should probably take here. Pawn takes, and maybe then bishop f5. No, there is queen h2. Takes, maybe queen h4. And he can go bishop h3, queen h3. Looks quite uncomfortable for him still. And go bishop f5 immediately. That's where I need that's where I want the bishop anyway. And go knight e2 then to reinforce the rook. Not sure how I feel about that. I have to take knight takes f4, knight takes f4, g5. Don't really want to allow that knight to come there. I'm burning way too much time. Way too much time. Maybe bishop g4 is not a dumb move. I'm burning so much time and trying to find the best continuation and I just don't see it. Sorry about that. I'm also not talking a lot. Okay, let's take. After takes, if queen h4, then there will be... Maybe I can go queen h4. Queen f2, queen g4 check, king h1, then rook f8 or something. And bishop f5 is also reasonable. I just don't know with this little time. Again, I'll come to... Again, I'm going to come into time trouble and it won't be pleasant. Okay, I have a call, but could wait surely. Do you ever play in the anonymous pool? No, I don't. Stop playing online chess against opponents you don't know. Sometimes I play 1+0 versus someone who is either a computer or really, really strong. I mean, probably they put some engines there as anonymous player, I don't know. This was a King's Indian. This was a King's Indian. I mean, this whole video, same as all of my training rapid matches against GMs, will be on my YouTube. So you surely will have an opportunity to check the game from start to finish if you'd like. I think there is even a link YouTube. Maybe there isn't. Don't remember. Streaming so rarely. Is this the correct link? Yeah, it is. Okay. I have enough time to take the call and come back. It's nothing. Sure that it's nothing that important. Besides, if it is, then I'll get a message and read that why it's important. Let's try to focus on the position. So bishop d3 is one of the moves, but then I can probably take and go bishop f4, and there are no more checks for him. And when I get in bishop e5 and king h8, my king should be totally safe. Because there will be no diagonal checks and no checks on the file. And alternatively, I mean, that's why I chose all of this, because after bishop d3, I think it's quite good. But if he doesn't do that, if he plays some bishop g2, some slow move, then I go queen h4, rook f1, to defend stuff. Then I can probably go king h8, followed by rook g8. And queen d4, I always have bishop g7. And when I bring in the rook as well, his king is way less safe, and also this knight is not a good piece. All of my pieces are relatively active, and this knight is quite stupid. So hopefully some good things will happen here. But yeah, we'll see what happens. When you're so down on the clock as I am right now, anything can happen. Even with top players, you cannot always be 100% be able to see everything with so little time. Because sometimes the positions are simply too complex to understand the best move quickly. So, guys, what's new on the Twitch world and in online chess world? Completely off those topics. No idea what's going on. Are there still controversies? Are there some news? Okay, let's go bishop g2. h4 I think is a must, basically. I mean, queen f6 was also, let's say, possible, but queen here could make way more damage. Okay, so what my opponent might be trying to do is to go queen f2. So The ways I can react to it, first of all, I can go rook e8. That cuts off the e4 square. After queen f2, I'd be able to take and infiltrate with the rook immediately. That looks good. King h8 or king f7. King f7 is also possible. Didn't see that move before. That's more ambitious, but he can go some queen e1 or queen e1 or queen f2. And after queen f2, I would be forced probably to take. King takes. Or I would go queen f6, but then we'd be able to go knight e4. Starting to like my position less and less. Okay, let's go king f7. What can I do? Can take on f2 and then go rook e8. Should still be better, but yeah, I've let it slip somewhere. I'm not sure where. Maybe my position wasn't as good as I thought. Beginning at all. If my bishop was on c5, I would be winning, but it's just not. Knight b5 I think is way too slow. Attacks the pawn, but then my rook comes to g8 and then continue attacking stuff. Queen f2 I'm not sure. Maybe I can even go some queen g4 and rook g8, but it doesn't threaten much. And he can go queen f3 as well. So probably retreating would be best. It's more likely that I will take, but after takes, probably rook takes, rook e8. And it should still be maybe even more than a bit better. So maybe I haven't done anything wrong. Seemed that I made logical moves, but thereafter, after he played g3, almost 100% sure there was something better. Maybe I was supposed to take and go bishop queen h4 first, and not to play bishop h3 at all. Like this position, just stronger to take and go queen h4. Of course, it's easy. It's easier to understand when the game is when like what you played backfired already. And I think it did backfire. Maybe not that much, but backfire surely. c5? Why? Trying to play for my time, probably. Don't see the point of the move. Why does he need the c4 square? Can I go bishop h3? Rook f2? Probably I cannot do enough damage. Rook f2, bishop g2, rook g2, queen, bishop f4. Okay, let's take. Like he can go knight b5. Maybe even king e7. Obviously. Probably not king e7. Queen f6 or something. Bishop f8 I really don't want to play, but maybe I'll have to. Queen f6 would be... I don't know, the bishop doesn't seem to be great here. I want bishop e4 now. But now I cannot think anymore, and that's a problem. Still, my king should be relatively safe. Maybe I should just start pushing this pawn down the board. And just try to be careful not to get checkmated in some way. Yeah, hindsight was the word. That's right. go here. I'm completely unsure whether this is good or not. I just can't think. There takes. The threat is queen c7. Could go rook g7 and king g8. Hopefully. Because if we go queen e3, check. And this is also maybe possible. King f6. Queen d8, check. King f7. And what? Draw. Yeah, he does take. Okay, let's go for this. Just don't know whether it's good or not. It's probably not good because he can just retreat to c3. I don't have time. The time management is going to hurt me in this game, unfortunately, because I played it quite well. Yeah, playing on increment. I was supposed to play queen e3. Sasha Grishuk style, playing on increment. Hello, England. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, it's a bit frustrating when you play a good game and then you lose. Even though I haven't lost yet, it doesn't look great. I'm probably still not worse, objectively. That's the saddest thing. But, yeah. I was just unable to bring this bishop into the game. It was dumb to take bishop h3. I was supposed to take on f4 and go queen h4. Just as easy as that. As simple as that. I think I was completely winning there. And this, even though I was still better, just did not get the job done. 94. Probably I have to go here. Unless I blundered something, but... At this point, I blundered so much in this game that probably doesn't matter. In e1. Like if takes, there is obviously checkmate, so I have to take here. And hope. No, there's knight f5. Why did I do that? No, now I just lost. I was supposed to go queen d3. I'm just not seeing anything. Yeah, it's quite disgusting to lose games in which you're completely winning, but what to do? That's chess. Unbelievable what I did in this game. It's just unbelievable. Position is complicated. No, this is just that lost. There's nothing here. And I even blundered knight e3 now. Because after this, there is obviously f5, which I didn't see. But disgusting. But okay. You would lose this with both colors? I wonder how winning that was. Okay. Briefly check that out. Hmm. It wasn't so clean. But what have I even done wrong? Bishop f8 was wrong. Bishop h3 instead. And of course I was supposed to go queen g3. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Okay, just a quick second to set up the new game. And then we'll continue. Okay, let's continue. Now, I'm not happy. I'll tell you that. I'm not happy. He's completely winning this game. I outplayed my opponent. I knew the position better, I knew the plans better, I saw tactics better, but my time management ruined it all. That's the problem. Now I'm not happy. Now I want to win them all. Hello, hello, Franiek. Long time no hear. How am I doing? Well, it's debatable, I suppose, after this game. How was in Zadar Open? I saw you playing there. Don't know how you did in the last round, though. Let's go for some reversed structures. See how my opponent reacts. Does he go for the towers? Does he go for d4? Takes. Several options here. Like the thing with reverse systems, I like to play reverse systems with white because basically you're a tempo up and it can change the position completely. For example, the reversed Benoni. Hello TFS 2823. Greetings from Germany. Greetings from Croatia. Wir können auch auf Deutsch probieren, aber nicht heute. I won't speak German well enough to stream in it. Anyway, let's go. Even though I did that once, I ended up in a pretty big disaster, I suppose. Bishop d6. Okay, rook e1. There are several options here how to play this reverse Benoni. One is with knight a3, knight c2, b3, bishop a3, b3, bishop a3 immediately, a3 to force a5, then knight d2 and c5. Yeah, h6 is aimed against bishop g5, because after bishop, if I would be able to get rid of the bishop, then I would have a bit easier play. So this is one of the lines with h6 to prevent that. Now I think I'm gonna go for the b3 line and bishop a3. Considering I cannot exchange the bishop for the knight, I'll exchange the bishop for the bishop. And yeah, I'll try to still set up this normal Benoni plan. See what happens. This game I'll play faster, considering what happened last game. You drew last round with BT. Okay, it's a decent result. I think you won some rating points. Probably had fun there. You're winning but couldn't calculate anything in that game? Yeah, I know the feeling. Believe it or not. Yeah, I learned German for like 12 years in school. Don't have much practice. It's the problem. In theory, I know it well, but don't have that much practice. Even though Germans can usually understand me and I can understand them, it's not always. The vocabulary is harder. Yeah, it was a nice tournament, surely. You only watch English streamers, with rare exceptions. You want to keep my English alive in my chest too? Well, I also watch some German streamers, like Schellingford or Erasmus Swan. I sometimes like to watch them. The recent days, rook 8. My opponent, of course, wants here. So like I would like this setup, but if I take on d6, then I will not be able to go knight a3 anymore. I will have to go a3 and then he can go a5. Then one of my knights is going to remain down by the one on f3 or the one on b1. I said I'll play faster, but I'm playing even slower, even more slowly than I used to. Okay. I mean, this is all theory. I don't know the structures that deep. Right? I just know because I'm in general with d4 player, sometimes e4. But I just know the plans and the structures, which is not always enough in today's chess, which is why I don't like it. But at least I don't like it compared to how it was like 20 years ago, or when I signed up for this 15 years ago. However, still, how bad can it be? Knight d2. Probably black is somewhat better because this knight doesn't have a great square. If I can get in c5 and then b4, that would be nice. And if he goes here, well, then at least I will be able to put the knight in e4. Unless he stops that with f5 as well. But still, compared to all the normal Benoni lines when you're black, this is a dream. So it's not that bad. Why is German being taught in Croatian schools? Well, usually the first language is English, and then the second language is mostly German, and rarely Italian, French, and something else. Spanish, I don't know. Spanish, I don't think it is anyway. However, unlike most people, when I was like, I already knew English relatively well when I was very young, so I chose German as my first language and Italian as my second language. And English I have not learned in high school. So that's how I gained so much, so many years of studying German. So my opponent allows me c5, and I will play it, no matter that I give up the d5 square, because I also gain something in return, the d6 square. This could be a potential problem in the future, this knight coming here. However, I will also have some counterplay. This will be hanging b4, b5 in the future. So, I don't think that it's that bad. It is a committal move, and maybe I'm supposed to think more, but we saw what happened in the last game when I was thinking more. Am I playing some opens this summer? Yeah, in 5 days I'll go to Greece to play an open tournament. And while in general I really dislike playing open tournaments, at least when there is no good anti-cheating, due to some past experiences, I still have to play something before the Olympiad. I haven't played chess, competitive over-the-board chess in a long time. I really need to play something before the Olympiad. So knight c4. Isn't he allowing me to wait too much? He's playing so quickly. Strategically so like double-edged. In my games it's usually incompatible. Yeah, I'm just blundering tactics. I don't think this is... Okay, let's see. It's time to calculate. Knight h4, e d3, queen d2, some bishop h7 would be played then probably. Bishop f4 make little sense, so bishop h7. Knight d6, but the d3 pawn would be quite weak. So probably, as intended, I would have to take on e4 now. What's so bad about that? Knight d6 first, there would be e3, knight e8, rook e8, rook e8, knight e8, bishop f3, and it's 2 pieces, it's not enough. But what's so wrong with this? I don't get it. Here, this loses to knight h4, I think. And bishop e4, well, fair enough, but I move the queen? And then what? Knight d6 is still a threat. I probably move it to b2, not to d2, but I'll think about it a bit more. Just a second. I need to plug in the laptop. Otherwise, otherwise to run out of battery. Better investment than my 8 years of Latin. I learned Latin for 2 years in high school. It was an obligatory subject. But yeah, I didn't really need it in my life. Besides, except for showing off with some of the phrases which I know and people don't. Totally useless unless you become a medical doctor. Well, yeah, Latin is a language which was stopped being in use many years ago, so yeah. Takes, knight takes, I still have my choice. Takes, bishop takes, queen b2, d4 is hanging. Could go queen b2 immediately, but rook e8. Actually, that makes sense to go here first. Because I'm threatening knight d6. Well, maybe threatening is too hard, but I want to go knight d6. And if rook e8, I can take. If rook takes, still knight d6. If knight takes, then I can take d4. Knight d4, queen d4, c5. Maybe it's a bit too drawish. How is my opponent playing so quickly? It's a 15 plus 10 game, but it gave him the victory in the first round, in the first game. I'm so scared to make such decisions quickly. I mean, I wouldn't say scared, but I want to double check. Anyway, b2. Yeah, again, Sunas. Even FIDE has its Latin. Has its Latin saying, we are of one, not gender, but we're one. What's the English word for that, actually? It's not gender line. I'm missing a word again. Maybe someone in the chat can enlighten me. But okay. So I'm threatening to probably to take on e4 and to take on d4, even though he has knight c5 after that. It also takes on rook d1, it's not even b4. And knight d6 can always come as well. Hello, Outlier 98. Bloodline? Yeah, I mean, I guess you can translate it that way. One people? Maybe the creation is different. Basically, the point is we're all in this together. We're all the same. Good. Weirdest sounds. I'm quite curious about this now. Try to translate this. We're one genus. We're one gender. I don't think that sounds too good. Okay, takes with the rook. This is hanging now. Knight d6 is coming. So probably he will play d3. I don't know what else. Because if he goes rook d8, they can still go knight d6. And now, even though this pass pawn will survive, there are some things which are in favor of white in this position. We're gonna knight d6 now or next move? Probably I need to do it. Maybe I didn't have to do it now, but you want to stop rook e8. But this way, his rook is not going to become active anytime soon. So I'm doing it immediately, and also it's a tempo. He goes to h7, there could be... I mean, there is potential for some checkmating ideas, but not quite... won't happen quite yet. But if he goes to g6, then there are some knight h4 ideas to hit the bishop. Maybe play knight f5 to cut off the bishop. Still a long battle ahead. According to FIDE, the phrase translates to "we are one family." It's not the correct Latin. I don't think that's the correct Latin translation because gens is not family. But okay, never mind that. Really surprised with this move. How's he going to defend the pawn next move? Go queen c3 or any move. Maybe the idea is when I go queen c3, for example, to go knight e7 or something. But I can go rook c1 probably. I don't understand. Like, half of the moves he made today, I don't understand at all, and I'm losing the match. Either means that something is really wrong with my chess, or my understanding of chess, or I don't know. Knight d4 is also interesting. Then there's maybe bishop d5. I think I need to go after the pawn. How to go after the pawn? Rook d1 also makes some sense. Like b6, I don't think is a problem because it opens this long diagonal. Something bad should happen here. Queen c3 also makes a lot of sense. My time management is a bit better in this game, but still, that could change if I take a 100-minute thing for this move. Queen c3, knight a7, e7. Where does he want to go? Like in all of these lines, I even can take, but I can also go knight e5, knight d3. There's so many good options. Maybe I'm missing something. There's also knight d7 as a possibility, but I don't think. Okay, b4 is one of the moves, but maybe rook c1 is easier. Rook c1, b6, knight d4. Okay, let's go knight d7. A little bit more of a think is needed, but let me see. Gens is genus, so the only family in terms of genealogy or animal classification. Yeah, I suspect that. Yeah, but anyway, I'm not a Latin expert, so... And not a chess expert today either, unfortunately. Q knight h4 seems like a really reasonable move, trying to go knight f5, then cause some damage. All of these rook e6 sacrifices also should come to consideration, but I don't think there's any need for them yet. Like rook d1 or rook c1. What's wrong with rook c1, for example? Rook c1, b6, knight d4. d2 doesn't make a difference. Knight d4. And knight d4, queen d4, bc5. Bishop a8, cd4. Takes d2, bishop f3. Let's look winning. There is something easier. In the simple b4 makes sense as well. Though it opens my opponent's rook. But I can take this next move. b4 takes. b6 knight d4 is now probably a bit better. The problem is that after b4 takes, you cannot really take here. However, I'll still play it. I think I'll be able to do that next move. Also, there's some... I don't know what he's going to play. If he moves the bishop, this will come. Or rook e8. Maybe even stronger. With double attack. So he cannot move the bishop. If he moves this knight, well... He moved it last move. So highly unlikely he made any progress. If he moves the rook, where is he going to move? He has to go here, otherwise this stuff again comes. This knight... Where? Like, then I can take. b6? Now it should be worse. I also have knight b5. Knight d4 could be even stronger. After takes. Maybe it's not stronger. Maybe after b6 I need to go knight b5. So I won't shed any tears after that. It still looks quite nice. With the bishop opening up. Hello, 10maycat78. Hey, how are you doing? You look tired? I mean, maybe I did a bit too much workout yesterday evening, so I'm not sure. Just is very exhausting. I always look like I haven't slept for 3 weeks after 3 rounds. No, probably I'm just mad. I'm still mad about the last game. That's the clearest explanation. Probably because I always sleep badly when I'm in a tournament and not at home. Yeah, but that hurts your... If you sleep badly, that hurts your performance in tournaments, unfortunately. Okay, so knight d5 is an idea. However, there should be more than one good way of handling with this. Knight d4 comes to mind. However, then there may be knight d5 still. Because after knight e6, knight c3, knight takes, there is d2, unfortunately. Even that's not the end of the line after rook f1, as the rook is still hanging. Yeah, let's see if there is something easier. In knight d4, knight d5 I can take, technically takes. And go knight f5, then knight e8. Looks actually quite good. Let's go here. I want to fix my time management as well. It's been so bad. Really needs to be fixed. After this, maybe I'll just go knight f5. Takes, then this knight cannot move. Just I think this thing paralyzes his whole position. Okay, takes, fair enough. But now b7's hanging, d3 is hanging. What does he want? b6 or... All of these moves I don't understand. Okay. There's also knight b5. But let's think about this. Because there's nothing wrong with queen c3 or queen e3 or any defensive move. Okay. e7 probably. Don't think I need knight b5. Honestly, rook c1 is also a move. To me, knight b5 is somewhat tempting. Of course, if takes, then, well, I'll be threatening a lot of stuff. And after cb5, d6 takes. It looks winning to me. But queen e7 is more likely. But then I'm hoping that queen c3, considering the spin, could be strong, and then c6, c7. That's why knight b5 I want to play. Maybe he can go queen b8 too. Queen b8, then I cannot go to c3. Small problem, probably. They cannot go to c3 yet. I need to be careful not to blunder some nonsense. Would not be pleasant to blunder some nonsense in such a pleasant position. I'm again burning way too much time. Let's see what happens now. I want this knight b5 and c6 later on if I move the queen. That's surely the plan. Like it's not only a pawn up, it's a passed pawn, which is really strong. But again, in the previous game, I also completely outplayed my opponent, and we know how that ended. And if you don't know how that ended, you'll be able to check it on YouTube. So what's up, chat? You're a bit silent. Just admiring the conversion of the extra pawn. I mean, considering how my last game conversion was, it's better that I don't say anything. So what's my next plan? Queen a3 or something? Where to put the queen? Queen a6. Queen a6 is probably the best. And then trying to go for the quick knight b5 and c6. My rook on c1 could get under attack then after some knight b5, queen e5, and then queen b2 ideas. Okay, it goes for the concrete stuff, but so the point is that after knight b5, knight c5, knight takes. Maybe that looks winning. Okay. But knight b5, knight c5, I think I can just go queen c2. Or not. Maybe not. Knight c5. Let's not burn an eternity of time here. Because there will be that rook d8, bishop h3 idea in the end. In the end of the line. So he is threatening to take, which would... No, I cannot defend that way. How did this happen? It was not supposed to happen. Can I go knight b7? Should probably go knight b7. Then he cannot move the knight. And when he moves the rook, then I can go c6 hopefully, and then queen d6. Yeah, that was clever tactics with knight c5. Probably c6 now. No, I mean, okay, I'm really gonna get mad after this. I'm really gonna get mad. How can I blunder so many things in one game? Or in one match? And the position is so good that after I blunder a full piece, I'm still not lost. What I'm doing today should be written somewhere. I don't think anyone has ever seen such a poor performance. And now I just can't win. Like, just go queen d6 is not right. How did I mess that up? This is one of the more disgusting matches I've seen. It reminds me of Title Tuesday by disgustingness. Think positively and be nice to yourself. This positivism and optimism is absolutely not my thing. I think realism is the best by far. But okay. I know more than 50 chess streamers. Title players playing Rapid are very rare. I know only 4, including you. Yeah, I mean that's the thing, because Rapid, if they play against the pool, very often they run into cheaters. And against each other, they will not play because most viewers are bored with that kind of content. And they would like some faster time controls and so on. But, I mean, to me, ever since I gave up competitive online chess, this is all that remains. Did I blunder something else? Yeah, I blundered something else. Wow. I didn't think it was possible to play so badly. Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm doing this for fun. Even though today this was not only that this was not fun. This is like no comment on what this is. But yeah, in general, I only do this for fun. I'm not a professional streamer, nor it's tempting to me, nor anything. But and you can see why I'm not a professional streamer or a professional chess player for that matter. At least why I shouldn't be. And I thought that they couldn't get any worse. I don't want to see this game anymore, obviously. Like, you play everything correctly and you lose games. So it's basically how my whole career was going. There's so many games which have ended like this throughout my career. You do everything correctly and then somehow you lose. And of course, any other move except rook d1 is a draw, but this one loses. The feeling never gets better. Maybe I will not rage as much as before, but I will still feel extremely, extremely disgusted after such games, because I just don't think it's fair. But okay, we move on. Hopefully over the board chess will be different, considering it's a classical time control. And I need to be black now. Okay, this is not good content, but what to do? What do you play when when you would want to run for 10 kilometers? Which opening to play then? Throw is something really sharp. Stick with the King's Indian. Schellingford, of course. Artvega and Rachmanov. Okay. Yeah, Schelling is an IM and regular pure here. Artvega I don't know. And Alexander Rachmanov I've played many times. Over the board it was a draw, and like 7 years ago. And online, well, he usually is better than me, but mixed results. Indian Master Suit? It's probably Artvega. I don't know him. But yeah, basically ever since I quit this competitive online chess, this is all that remains to me from online chess, because I just don't think there is a point of playing competitively. That's of course just my opinion. Everyone who has a different opinion will keep playing. But until something changes with the anti-cheating, I will absolutely not play. And yeah, I'll stick to coaching and over the board. And I can keep streaming this rapid with people I know, with GMs I know. But yeah. The way it's going today, I don't remember it ever being this awful. I remember you losing 2, then winning 9 in a row or something. Yeah, that's typical title Tuesday. You lose in round 1 and then you win everything else. Because some national master or candidate master plays a perfect game. That's happened so many times. Uh, like, well, they're good players. I cannot play a perfect game. I'm still thinking about which line to play. Let's go for the main line, even though it's not supposed to be the best, and it also gives white easy play. But we'll just go for some fighting stuff. Knight c5, a5, c6, h5. Which one? Let's go for the mains. Good morning, Zverkan. 69. Yeah, Banco I've also considered. How about going for the absolute main line, which I gave in my course as not very good. Okay, let's start with bishop d7. And it's really not very good, but there's still some complications to be solved with white. At least when I'm losing, I can lose in a way to promote my chessable course, right? Because I gave all of this with white. Is there a chessable command still here present? Yeah, there is. Well, okay, so now b5 is the move, but considering I won against Carlsen with white, in that line I will not play it. Rook f8 is the main line, probably the best one. a3, b4 is what I'll definitely not play, that's the worst one. b5 would usually be good, but unfortunately there is this h6, bishop h8, knight f5. It's all written in the course. And then if takes, there's this with queen g5. And if bishop takes, g takes. Well, then the line goes b4, knight b5, and there's some craziness, but I think rook f8 I'll play. So going to the main line. He goes for the knight d1 line. Fair enough. It's not what I gave in my course, but it still keeps the advantage. Keeps the advantage on white side. I suppose I'll start with this move. Um, the point is, of course, this bishop. That's pure strategical thinking. What the principle of the worst piece or the opponent's strongest piece. In this case, my worst piece is the bishop on g7. Where do I want it? I want it somewhere here where it would be better. Let's bring it there. Basically, this clear strategical thinking process here. And while white is still better here, without the queens, I can take, but highly unlikely that's too good. So let's go here, and the knight could be useful in the future. It heads this route. The queens will get traded off sooner or later if he cannot really stop the trade unless he goes knight c3 back. But if he goes knight c3 back, he spends some time for no reason. Imagine in 7 years you're telling Junior, yes, I've been in the Olympics, that's where I met your mother. She saw me singing and dancing to Vinga Boys and was smitten. No, it's highly unlikely. It's highly unlikely I'll have a partner in the future, but we'll see. There's some health issues and stuff which would make it hard, but we're not gonna talk about that. This is not a just chatting stream. So knight f2, the knight is obviously headed towards g4, and then later on, hoping to cause some damage. Hoping to cause some damage on f6 and so on. Besides, I'm not singing and dancing, I'm just listening to classical music, nothing else these days. I'm not sure if I want to play b5, b4. Well, there is surely a point to it. Maybe I'll need the b5 square later on. Maybe just bishop b7, continuation of the plan. If knight g4, I'll have to take, but maybe that doesn't matter so much. I get here, if he ever tries to checkmate me with some of the pieces here, I should be able to escape. The queens will get traded off. It's like you're thinking about this position without the queens. And now you're actually without the queens. So yeah, this would be the plan. Knight d3 could be a possible move. After which, I mean, I can take and go bishop b5 probably. I don't want to get stuck with this bishop against this bishop. That's for sure. I need that's why he took here, by the way, because now my rook is taking away the square for the bishop. And I could have taken on d2 first. It was maybe, I won't say better, but it made sense. But still, the bishop could come here as well. Yeah, there are clips of me singing. I've been singing on more than one stream. I've been singing on my own stream, on Angelica Chessborn stream, on Suzy Gaboyan stream. There have been things in the past where I did that. That's long past. with most of the people. I've stopped talking a long time ago. Hmm. Can't wait for the team rosters of the Bundesliga. 1st of August is the date. I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know. Like, but it will be way stronger, way stronger than it used to be. With St. Pauli coming in, if I stay board one, then I might face Magnus Carlsen next season. A classical game. That would be nice. Of course, I'm not a singer, my voice is horrible. As you can hear, probably. Not only that I'm not a singer, but that was usually punishments or something like that when I would have to sing. That's distant past. Don't concern yourself with that. As far as you're concerned, that never existed. Can take on d3 and go knight c7, knight b5. I'd prefer to activate the bishop, honestly. However, there's the bishop c5, knight d5 threat also exists. I'd say I'm too comfortable facing that. If I take and go bishop b5, then he'll go king e2. No, king d2, because king e2 there is rook c2. But after king d2, he'll bring all of his pieces into play quickly. A move like this is probably dumb, but should also consider it. Should be 6, there is rook b5, knight e. Okay, not gonna do that. This immediately. Bishop c5, bishop, no, not bishop, I have to take dc. Knight e5, but then I can take on g5, it's probably good. After bishop b5, if he takes like this, I have to take with the pawn. Yeah, all of these things are not ideal. Probably it was wiser to take the queen first, then go bishop b7, but it might not have made much of a difference anyway. This just proves that even though what I gave in the course is good, there are other good ways in this King's Indian for an advantage. That's what this proves. Bishop b5, there are also these ideas. I like my position less and less with each passing move. Okay, this time I'm burning time because my position is bad. That has not happened yet in this match. And now I really have to spend some time trying to get out of this mess I've got myself into. And it's a fine mess. Bishop d2, what happens then? You can even go king d2 and no harm done, right? How do I deal with this? Chat, give me a hand. Okay, I have to do something. So let's go here, knight c7, knight b5. That's what I'll try to do, considering his rooks are not connected yet. However, even if I get the knight here, then it will just help him go f4. So, well, this is not very promising. In some lines like king d2, knight b5, rook h2, trying to go for some checkmate could cause big problems. Magnus will get crushed. I mean, there is a possibility that he will actually come to the match against me because our travel partner is Virenheim, and we know who plays there. So all the guys from Nakamura, Mamedyarov, Duda, and all of them. So basically, on the weekend when Carlsen would play Nakamura, he would have to play me as well. So that's why there is a realistic chance, I think. It's all distant future. Okay, bishop b6 is now a real threat, so... No, I can't do that. First, that's not what I wanted. Anyway, I wanted this one first. Maybe I can include a3. Does that make a difference? b3 or b4? a8? I think that one is just gonna fall faster. I do that. But my main strategical idea was to get rid of the dark squared bishop, which I have failed in. Because I was not in time to go bishop d8, bishop b6, or bishop a5. And because of that, my strategy was wrong and ended up being in a worse position. Maybe I did a slight mistake. Maybe I was supposed to go a3 because I completely missed the other route of the knight. And I don't know why I missed it considering it's very typical. You're here or here. And this was not a problem because of a takes b2 intermezzo. Or was it? There was 7 after that. Just 7, rook b5. Yeah, we'll see. Probably I'm still in time to go a3 next move if I really want to. It's highly unlikely that he will take, and it's also highly unlikely he will not play b3 or b4. Yeah, and also about the discussion with the training rapid, with the rapid streamers, you will always see that people who play rapid, well, usually they have less viewers because most people don't spend like 2 or 3 hours watching instructive chats just to learn because they don't aim at becoming better professionals, but they just want to, they're just fans. And that's why okay, I'm not a popular streamer anyway, but all of us who are streaming Rapid usually have less viewers, and even people who even people who were watching my stream have always said that they most prefer Title Tuesday streams, which of course will not happen anymore. But uh, that's just how it works. And also viewers you get if you're female way easier. And while this structure is symmetrical, still this could be a weakness in the end game. And even though no queens, my king could still get under attack after some rook c2, rook h2. And just let's see what white is going to go for. Yeah, rook c2. Not unexpected. Now a3 is probably a move to consider after ba. After ba rook a3 it's good, and probably after b3 knight a6 I improved my position a bit. But after rook ch2, a takes b2, f takes g6, h takes g6, f takes g6, rook takes h7, I still cannot promote. Also not sure how much he's threatening. There's some big complications in those lines. Alternatively, I could go here. After rook h2, maybe I'd be able to go knight b4, but then just bishop b1. Knight c5, maybe he can go into. Maybe I should just go a3 and enter complications without thinking. Like, this is probably what my opponent would do, so let's do that. And objectively, I think this is total garbage. Not to lie to you. I think this is total garbage, but let's just see. Takes, rook takes h7. Okay, he doesn't even do that. Depends. When Costa Corley was streaming, he did rapids only and went the instructional route. Other chess streamers then started doing rapid as well in their content due to the popularity. When was that? I don't know, but basically in order to gain viewers you need to stream regularly, and I'm streaming once a month. Just for fun, not for anything else. It's usually fun. Today it's anything but. Can I go bishop b5 now? Bishop b5. If rook h2, I can take the bishop, takes, bishop f8, and no checkmate. As far as you can see. If rook c7, bishop b5, I can go rook c2, and I'll get the a2 pawn. And the f3 passer should be quite strong, even though my pieces are still badly placed. If he goes king somewhere, I can take and go knight a6, knight b4. That looks best out of all the options. If bishop b5, knight b5, rook h2, go knight d4. And after bishop d4, there's check and f3. I think it's good, but we'll see. When I started playing chess, Costa was playing some IM tournament in my city. Sadly, I didn't talk to him. Okay, but is he a popular streamer or something? I mean, I know his name. He was sometimes asking me on chess.com Zoom during Title Tuesday. But I don't really remember him as a streamer. Maybe I'm wrong. You're blundering around in the C Open? Yeah, that reminds me. I'm usually blundering in A Opens, but the point is blundering. Kasa was my first sub in Twitch. He rated Mircha. Then I later met you in the streamers tournament. All around COVID early days? Ah, it was COVID early days. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't that familiar with the streaming community. That's when I started streaming. But that's not for me, that career. Although I need a kawaii girlfriend. Did you get a kawaii girlfriend or not? Don't really know what that means, but maybe I should. That's like 6-year-old Leon playing chess, but I was already 20. Nah, when I was 6 years old, I played my first tournament. I'm kind of surprised with King D2. I think I can take now. Go here. I thought this is best of all the options for me. Knight b4 is coming, unless he plays this. If he plays that, the bishop g5 probably can't work. But the more pieces get traded off, what is left behind is favorable for me. Why? Because this knight is dumb. It did its purpose here to stop my f5 in the opening, but now it's dumb and it needs like 1, 2, 3 more moves to get to a perfect square. And while my bishop here is well, it's not the greatest bishop, but it does have a purpose of attacking g5 and holding the bishop here. So I don't think my opponent played well. Now he's going for tactics. The problem is that I cannot go bishop g5 in a good way. Maybe I can, but we'll think about it in a couple of seconds. So bishop g5. Obviously, the only move is rook c8. If he takes the bishop, I'll go knight b4. So bishop rook c8, rook c8, bishop g5 takes. I did give up a full piece, but knight b4 check comes. He would have to play some king c2, king e2, sorry. I would then have the opportunity to go rook c2 check, but then there's bishop d2. Yeah. It doesn't look ideal. If I don't do that, what am I going to play? I can exchange the rook, go rook c8. He'll still go king b3. What does he want to do? Rook c1, probably. So knight c5, though, makes little sense, I think. Bishop d8. Bishop d8 is an interesting candidate move for sure. Then he would take and go rook c1. No, he cannot do that. Then I would take and go knight c4, knight e2. So he would go rook c1 first. Then I would take rook c2, bishop b6. Managed to activate the bishop, but I lost the c file in the process. Maybe I can take first and then bishop d8. Looks like a better version, honestly. My time management is again quite horrible. The room for improvement is not comparable. But I believe in Twitch, as it is a better dating app. That's an interesting perspective. Do you think Twitch streamers gain partners because of streams? Why didn't I see this move at all? Now my free pawn is really going to be weak. But okay, not much I can do. Need to stick to my plan. Also, if this knight comes to g4, I'll get checkmated. It's also not ideal. However, before that happens, I also have some ideas. Maybe he didn't see this move, he played quite quickly. Maybe, or maybe he saw it, but just thought knight e2 will cover everything. It's more likely. So my counterplay is going to have to consist of f6, rook f8, and then attacking with this pawn, as he'll take over the c file. So there will be no counterplay there. However, same as when I'm white in these structures, now he has some problems to deal with. For example, if he goes here first, then I can take the pawn. Then I'll have a passer. And knight g3 is met with knight d4 always. If he takes here, I'll take with the f pawn, which is important, not this pawn. And then rook f8 will come easier. And here, well, it's surely playable. Rook c8 check first makes no sense, so let's take. Still has the same problem. If he takes here, he'll give me a chance for counterplay. He doesn't. We should go f4. Doesn't take, he cannot move the rook. F4 is probably annoying, like rook c8, king d3. Have no access squares. Surprised with this move, but he's going for the slow approach. Bishop b2 is like not a move I would like to play. Maybe I don't have a choice. Technically I can go rook c8. King a3, there is rook c2. I just don't think I have a good position here. Maybe it's time for desperate measures with f6. No, I cannot do that before rook f8. Technically I can take to force the rook to go there. Okay, let's make an ugly move. Just to protect the stuff. If he wants to trade the bishops, then I'll trade and take. You're satisfied and proud how far you've come? You're playing first team at your club? Yeah, sure. You should be proud of the progress, especially if you're doing everything alone. Where are them girls at? No girls. No girls on this stream. There are many other streams where you can watch girls. I think dating is quite a bit of a horror in today's world. Just my personal opinion. It's hard to find someone who is committed and loyal. Or should I say, very hard. Will I analyze this game after it's done? I just briefly analyzed them. I would like to analyze them in more detail, but I just don't have that much time, unfortunately, today. So I just analyzed them quickly. Okay, I'll have to take. I'd probably take here. That's not a necessity. No, but if I take there, then he'll have rook h6. Let's see that. Could go f6. There takes rook f8. Take rook h3. Takes king b3. I'll lose that. Yeah, this has a nice advantage. We have no good counterplay. Unfortunately. Don't have any counterplay actually. It's all because of this dumb a3 move, but I had to play it in order to have knight b4 stuff. I'm gonna have to do it in a bit different way then, I think. Take the c-file. This is for now impossible. It will become possible soon as he defends stuff, but still my rook is going to be active. And I cannot wait passively because then I'll just lose without firing a shot. And here at least I'll fire a shot. Probably miss, but I'll fire a shot at least. By the way, probably I'll be back tomorrow to stream another match. Similar as this one. That one will probably be 10 plus 5, not 15 plus 10, but I'm not sure yet. We'll see. And after that, I'll probably be away for a while because I need to go to Greece to play this Open. I'm still not sure how I'll survive in Greece because last year the temperatures were probably around 42 degrees, which is not ideal. Hello to chess fans. What is not fair? Yeah, the temperatures are insane. I'd much prefer to go to Scandinavia, but there are no good tournaments there. They really need to play some Open before the Olympiad, no matter how much I hate Opens. You're going for a swim? Okay, enjoy. This one I should probably take with the F1, as I need another way to attack the pawn in some of the lines. Yeah, this is what I expected. Now he's free to take this, and if I go rook 8, he'll go rook c1, rook f8, rook c3, and it's a problem. So I have to go king up, I think. And when he takes, then I have to go rook c3, or not rook c3 even, just wait somehow. But the position is objectively lost for me, I have no doubt about that. Maybe rook c2 is best, because then I can go after this pawn, but then he'll be able to go a4. If he takes rook g5, here, rook b2, rook b1, pretty sure the position is lost. But yeah, this is the game where if he wins, it's completely deserved, because he just played better than me. But all the other games, I can't say they were deserved. Why am I playing if it's not a secret? It is a secret. My opponent wants to remain anonymous, and I will honor his request. Why rook d1, by the way? Maybe he just wants rook d3 and rook c3. So get some counterplay here. I don't think he played it in the best way, but I think he was just supposed to take. Still, white has the upper hand, of course. Got to work on that fitness, because a fit body improves stamina on the board. Of course, that's why I was walking / running for like 5 hours yesterday. Okay, we'll go king up now. It's not that trivial anymore. Not at all. Now I activated my king. And now I can, first of all, I can stop a4. He'll go rook c3, but then I can go g5, g4 to undermine everything. Go g5 also to allow a4. But I don't want to allow a4. Why would I allow a4? There's zero need for that. Then I'll go here and try to destroy the pawn chain. And I don't think I'm worse anymore. Just a personal opinion. Yeah, you can outgrind your peers. Wouldn't hurt. Let's go here. Wanna play odds match versus me? No thanks, I'm not. First of all, I need to go, and secondly, I'm only streaming. This is the only content I'm doing for the past many months. Only these training rapid matches against other grandmasters who are staying anonymous, or sometimes not staying anonymous. That's all I'm doing on Twitch. Very rarely, and I just want to get in shape for the first classical tournament I'll have in 3 months. And then for the Olympiad later on. Last time was Streamers Battle some time ago. Yeah, streamer battles are still going on. It's nice to hear. And I don't have a more useful move than g4, I think. Now, if I take here, then he'll probably go rook c6. I need to take here and then take here and try to push these pawns down the board. This is also a possibility. Rook c6, I cannot. Should probably take, but then he'll go rook g3. I need more time for this kind of endgame. King f4, if g6, I can go rook g8. It's probably good. I'm not sure how good, but come on. I don't think I could have taken. I tried calculating some lines after g6, king e6, rook g3, king f6 or e4, g7, king f7, but I think he would be able to go a4 and start, or to go g8, a4, and I think I'm too slow. But okay, just didn't have time to figure it all out. There are many streamers who are more popular and spend more time on Twitch to do matches with chess fans, so I'm sure you can find one. Probably go here, right? A4 takes king g5. Can I go here now? G7, king takes. No, I cannot. I messed that up again. Hello, Artenoidus. I'm not sure if I pronounced. Are Rockets book good for a 2100 player looking for improve? Absolutely. Like that series is what helped me the most, and I always recommend it to my students. No matter, like, even to 1800, they can start with the positional play or strategical play. I'm not sure which one is for lower rated. That's probably the best series I know. So g7, e3, rook c7. It's threatening here, so I probably need to go either here or king e5. Can I go king e5? Oh. I'm still alive, even though I'm not supposed to be. Remember when you had that funny 100 games match versus WM streamer from Armenia? Yeah, against Susanna Gabriel. I don't think she's streaming anymore. Also, I haven't talked with her in many, many years, I think. But yeah, that match was. She was not happy after that match. Best move in this position is to blame chat for wasting time during game. We fight on. I think c3 might be good for him. Because then after takes, it will be a bit harder. I can go king e5. Thank you. Haven't found any reasonable review. I don't know. I mean, that's what helped me the most. I'm talking from personal experience, even though I already had like 2400 or so. But even then, it improved many things. And I think for 2100, like even this whole rating system today, I don't think it matters that much because I think it needs a complete revamp. So I don't think it matters that much how your rating is. He will have these two passers, but they're slower than my passers, so I'm not sure if rook b6 makes sense. We, the viewers, were very happy. That match was awesome. Yeah, okay. I was bullet. It was not instructive. Take, I guess. You can take, but then I go king up. Probably should take, though. Could have gone king d4, but I go here. No, then rook g5. Probably rook g5 anyway. He needs to play. I didn't see that move. I was supposed to see it. I need to stop his king from going. Had I gone e3, king c2 would cut off my king. Now, after this, I mean, probably I'm still lost, but yeah, I'm surely still lost. Yeah, b5, logical. I need to try to get my king closer to these pawns. It's basically I'm making only moves, but I was always the one struggling in this game. Maybe it was. Okay, let's go here. Maybe it was better to go in this position to take here. Rook c6. But yeah, I wasn't sure about that either. I don't think you can make that move, mister. No, he can. No, what was that? Okay, I mean, take backs usually come for both of us if make a mouse slip. Basically, I wanted to go here. But after takes here, of course he has this. Like, of course. So I suppose I need to go here. What do you mean same account? Yeah, I mean, you've seen matches, because these are training matches and it's people I know. So you've seen me also give them takebacks, you've seen them give me takebacks. So it's normal. But I mean, I don't know how I played that move. So, the username means anonymous player in Croatian. Okay, can't I go here now? Now it's a check. Maybe he didn't see rook g6 at all. Now I think I survive. Maybe I don't survive. Wait. Maybe it was wiser to go here in the rook e4. b7, e1, queen. It'd still be a struggle to make a draw. But now my king is gonna be cut off, because if I go here, if king b5 I can take, but there is this rook a2, which is really annoying. So king c3, king b5. I think I lose now, but I'm not a big expert in rook hand games, as you guys know. Can I go here now? No, but I still lose. I can go to d2 probably. Another check. King b6 check. Has to go to b6. Check. Then probably. Okay, we'll see. Yeah, it means anonymous player. You go here, he can block. Rook a6 is not good, so probably only king a4 makes sense. But then he can go a6. And I lose again. Yeah, but I just lose the game. Like, I don't know what happened there. Basically, I'm losing 3-0 in a match which I'm supposed to be winning. But what have I done wrong even? Maybe nothing. Maybe just I play the King's Indian and I immediately lose the match. I lose the game. Because this felt like it was very nicely played by White. Even though I did get some here, I think f4 was good. No, not f4. What he played apparently was quite good up until here. I just want to see the endgame quickly. Here I'm sure. Wow, apparently black is the one who is winning. Yeah, I don't understand chess apparently. Why did I go g4? But what's the point? Like to go here, but as soon as you go here, then they go a4. Can black be better here? King g3 and okay, what did they play? J8 and it's cut off. And if he waits, king f4 back. Okay, I don't understand this, but I need to analyze it in more detail. But the worst thing is that I managed to lose it. That's like Apparently king d4 was better. Was it a draw here? Yeah, it was even here a draw. But it was supposed to promote, it seems. Yeah. Disaster. Disaster. Okay. Last game and then to end this torture. Like, everything that could have gone wrong today went wrong today, in chess-wise. I don't remember when I've had an experience like this. But okay, let's play the last game. Let's go e4 here. Realize GMs do play nicely on occasion? No, I don't know they don't. As you can see. My opponent wants to stay anonymous and I honor his choice. Yeah, I managed to crawl back into the game. It's like, I don't understand anything apparently. Okay, let's give a check, I suppose. Take it. When I'm not happy, I play the King's Gambit. I think King's Gambit was featured in either two or all three of the tournaments where I made my GM norms. I played at least one King's Gambit in over the board games. BC is not supposed to be a good move. Knight C is supposed to be a good move. But okay, maybe theory has changed since I looked at it. Okay, let's castle first and then we'll go d4. Try to follow up with knight c3 and so on. It's better to lose training matches and win over the board matches than otherwise no. Of course, that's very true. However, it doesn't wash the disgusting feeling of losing such positions. Still, what can you do? It's nice to see two GMs playing slower online games. Yeah, this happens very often among grandmasters. However, they're almost never public. And for me, I mean, I make them public because that's the only thing I usually enjoy playing online, considering online chess. I really don't enjoy Title Tuesdays or any other competitive stuff with people I don't know. When it's February 14th. Yeah, those of us who have no partners need to play romantic chess, exactly. So if I take king h1, he'll trade the queens and go knight g4. That one we can discard quickly. d5 I'm not sure favors me, because I don't really want this to close the bishop on c4 and close down the structure. Knight c3 is what I would like to play, but after cd4, queen takes, knight c6, I think I helped my opponent. So knight c3, cd, knight b5. How is that? Bishop c5 probably. Then I can take knight takes d4, knight c6, c3. Can't say I'm too convinced about that position. But what's the alternative? c3. But c3 he goes knight c6. I think this is the best move. But I'm playing this more on instinct, which is usually not good because I'm not an instinctive player, I'm a calculative player. Okay, takes. Can also take with the knight immediately. Instead of knight b5, but I'm not sure if that's good. It gives him an additional option, for example, bishop g4, bishop c5. Knight e2 is also reasonable. Relatively reasonable. It's 2 pawns. Kind of like knight e2. Bishop c5. He has also this stuff. Which is typical in this line of the King's Gambit. Knight b5, maybe I can take here. Allow d3. Just go for counterplay. I don't know, let's try knight b5. I don't want to waste too much time. Besides, the way this match is going, 3-0, 3-1 or 4-0 doesn't make much of a difference. Okay, goes knight c6 first. I didn't consider that. It's beyond me. Do I take the bishop or not? I really want to. I'm not sure if it's good. What are the alternatives? c3 or taking the pawn? c3 is maybe not too dumb. As after bishop c5 I have b4 as well as an additional option. And probably after bishop c5 I should just take cd and bishop f4. Maybe I should just take knight d4. Bishop c5 is the most logical move, even though it's not the only one. Bishop c5, c3, knight d4, knight d4. The f4 pawn will be weak in the future. I don't know, but I need to do something. My opponent is again playing so quickly. He takes. I didn't expect him to take, but it's surely fine. I take here, maybe he wants bishop g4. So I intended to take with the queen. But then he has queen c7, which I of course did not see. Okay, then I have to take with the knight. Here I still have c3. Bishop g4, I'll have to manage somehow. Probably like this. d3. Still threatening to take f4. So, how bad can it actually be? We'll see. Is my opponent higher rated than me? Yeah, he is. He's a stronger player than me. All of the grandmasters I'm playing are stronger than me in these training rapid matches. At least that's my personal opinion. And also the rating suggests the same. And also top rating and the results of the matches. Okay, queen c7 probably. I mean, actually, let's think. The bishop is of course hanging. I want knight b5. I cannot do it yet. I can make moves like here or even bishop e2, so there is no bishop g4. Queen d3 is surely an option. How good is queen d3? I don't know, but let's play it. I'm the one who's trying to play quickly this game, and that means I'm only 3 minutes down on the clock. If I'm not trying to play quickly, then I'm 10 minutes down on the clock. It would be funny if the only game I win is the King's Gambit, but probably it's not gonna happen, considering what I screwed up today. Of course, there's also knight g4, which I didn't see at all. This is maybe even stronger then. Now every time I try to play knight b5, he'll go queen c6, and then there will be a checkmate, right? Oh, what a disaster. Everything's going wrong today. This is the day I would like to forget. I'd like to go to sleep and sleep until tomorrow. Fortunately, one cannot do that. Again, I have a horrible position. I'll go b3 so that after bishop e4 I can go into some square like h3 so that I don't have to go. Had I played bishop d2, then there would be this. I would have to go to e2, then rook e8, then he would threaten some discovery with the bishop. I don't know, f3 sometimes probably works. This point position is too sad. I have to say that I'll be very ashamed to post this on YouTube, considering how the match went, but I'll still post it. I don't know what I'll play against f3. I cannot take with the knight. I cannot take with the pawn. I cannot go g3. It's probably just resignable. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I honestly don't know what to say. Yeah, not much I can do. Probably knight h5 is strongest, but other moves also make sense. It's probably the worst match I have ever played. Unfortunately for you, chat, I will not rage. Most of my old chat is here only for that reason. But I will not be happy either. Knight h5, as expected. Probably need to make some move like this. I have no idea what else to do. Now it's just a matter of taste, probably what way to win. Surely this is lost somehow. Knight e4, king g1. Maybe just take queen h2. No, that's not something. Probably not knight g3, probably something else. Okay, maybe not the bishop retreat, maybe bishop g3. There are 20 ways to win, surely. He's not even material down for this attack. That's like the saddest part. Yeah, bishop g3. And there are also these ideas. And for the first time in forever, I'm up on the clock. Oh man. Hello to Sixto Cordo. I don't see checkmate yet. Rooks are usually good defensive pieces, but that doesn't bring joy to me. It's such a sad position. I'm playing against a Grandmaster, but we're both playing anonymously. It's not an engine, there's nothing like that going on. It's just Grandmaster versus Grandmaster. Do I even have a normal move here in this position? Probably not. Cannot get rid of the bishop and g3 in a good way. Still, he needs to actually win the game. Which doesn't bring comfort, but... the position in the first game was probably better, which I had and I lost was probably better than this, what he has now. Okay, maybe not better, but probably. Maybe it's best to just play a retreating move. but no, it was for the easy one. Asks me how I'm gonna stop bishop e3. I probably won't stop it. What a disaster. This is becoming worse than a Title Tuesday stream, slowly but surely. There's nothing I can do. Like, nothing. Well, not much you could have learned from this stream, I suppose. Maybe how not to play. But okay, you're probably not here for chess anyway, for you. I'm a bit surprised he took, but still winning. I thought maybe he should give a check here, because then if I go to f1, there is this very nasty move. And if I go to h1, well, then I'm under the pin. Then some move d4 should come at some point. This one works. Really. What did I not see? Oh, I didn't see rook d1 and bishop. I just didn't see rook d1. I saw only bishop e3 takes rook d1, but even that loses. Yeah, I didn't see anything. That's more of an explanation. I just didn't see anything. Yeah.